Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. Okay, it's up.
First one is measurement on the celestial sphere. So you see a globe Earth, and then from the center where there's a vertex, that projection, it hits the surface of the globe Earth where you see GP and 10 degrees difference. It extends through space all the way to the infinite celestial sphere in the inner part of the concave part of the celestial sphere. On the outer part of the celestial sphere is latitude, longitude lines that would match that presupposed Earth as well. Then it's reprojected down to the Earth, which is presupposed as a spherical triangle, a navigational triangle, PZX. Go to the next slide. So here's another way of saying it. They got the celestial sphere with the longitude, latitude lines on the outside, the stars are on the inside, and they all have a GP position on the Earth because it matches line for line, and stars, when they're at their zenith over the Earth, that's exactly where it would be on the Earth's surface. And yet you see in the middle, in that black area, is where the vertex is. So you can never have 90 on the surface of a globe, but you could say if your vertex is not a curved surface, you can get an elevation angle from it. And where do they got their vertex? In the center of a presupposed globe. Now we're going to look and see what's in there in a minute. But you can see this is a spherical triangle cut out from the Earth and projected from the angle all the way to the celestial spheres. You see that those two lines that create the angle go through the Earth's surface, extend to the sphere. Now this is reprojected back. Okay, that's all what the books say. Next slide. Here's another orthographic view of it, PZX triangle. So in this sense, they are going to use the North Star, the observer's GP, and the star's GP. And you can see it. Where's the vertex of this? Not on the surface. You can't get a 90 to minus from 90 on the surface. But right there in the middle, without a horizontal line, there's just a dot. And then all of a sudden, you've got three lines. One is the zenith position, one is the North Pole, and the other one is GP of the luminary. And it just goes right through the Earth, projects on this infinite imaginary sphere called the celestial sphere, which is a bigger sphere than the Earth, but matches it perfectly. And then it's reprojected back down to Earth as that navigational triangle you see there. Last slide. Oh, I just found out where they got their 90 from a flat plane. Oh, and the arc is what they say you live on. And we saw in the previous pictures that this thing went through the arc, hit the celestial sphere, and came back and laid on this arc. Where was the elevation angle taken from? A flat plane, because it's staring everyone in the face. When they say minus 90, it's all over for them because you can't get a 90 from this arc. You must go to a flat surface to get your 90 from. Where is that on their ball? Right here. But where's the bottom of it? There is no bottom of it. That's the equator line.
Perfect. Thank you, 10th.
You got
Getting more and more concise in this description of projecting a flat plane from your view of the heavens out onto a ball which represents the arc of the tool. So this gets replaced with a globe Earth inside it, and then a cavity where you're actually taking the angle from in this diagram. So why is there a black void? This is where you hold the sextant, right? Why is it a black void in the middle of the sphere Earth? Well, because what you're actually doing is taking an angle measurement that can only be done on a flat plane, and that's how you've got all of these latitude and longitude lines. That's where they've been derived from. The angle measurements taken from a flat plane, that's the only way they can be taken, to the stars as you observe them. You are not observing the sun, moon, and stars from the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth projected out to the celestial sphere model to be projected back down to a globe model to then give you what they call their spherical projection maps. They take what is on this map and project the points back out to a cylinder. They have to remove the flat Earth 3 times from what's actually happening. So you've got a flat Earth elevation angle measurement to the star. You've got that projected onto what is essentially the celestial sphere model, then projected back down to a globe, then projected back out to a cylinder, then rolled out flat. That's how your maps are made. It's nuts, isn't it? How much deception they've got to put these maps through to not let you realise that they've come from a flat plane in the first instance when you're using a flat map. And furthermore, if you ever say that, well, we're using a flat map, well, it's come from a globe projection. And if you do a cursory amount of research, you'll see that this reprojected from the sphere of the heavens back down to a point that you are standing in and looking out at on a concave surface. So you're literally a concave earther at this point. If you take that and project it onto a cylinder to roll out flat, you can make the declaration as a globe believer that the flat map is a spherical projection. Well, the spherical projection of what? The globe. Well, what's that? Well, it's a projection back from the sphere of the heavens. Well, what's that? Well, that's a sphere of the heavens flat Earth projection off a flat plane. That's the origins of the globe. Nuts, eh?